Hello, my name is Almond Ponge, a DMA candidate from the University of South Carolina, and today I am ecstatic to share with you a piece by Max Reger called Über Stock und Stein, German for over, stick, and stone. It is a compelling piece in duple compound meter that appeals to your students who want something showy and impressive. Set in D minor, this energetic piece features abrupt dynamic changes, staccato touch, two-note slurs, and the transfer of melody between hands. Almost etude-like in nature, this is a good piece that helps introduce shaping phrases with a staccato articulation. First, I want to talk to you about some of the biggest obstacles that your student may face in learning this piece. Articulation is going to be an important detail that you will have to watch out for. Since this is a piece that is mostly staccato, we want the staccatos to be executed with a uniform articulation while keeping a sense of phrase and structure intact. It is especially helpful to play the main melody legato instead of immediately playing staccato. This way, the student is given a chance to hear that there is a line that their ears can follow. Here is measures 13 through 16, one of the more difficult sections, which I will play legato. As for ways to get comfortable with the material efficiently, you may want to use the dotted rhythm technique, where you hold the macrobeat or the downbeat twice as long while the other notes are played twice as fast. Once your student gets comfortable with the material for the right hand, have them try the left hand alone, paying special attention to the fingerings, especially in measures 13 to 16 and 41 through 44. I have found that using fingers 1 and 2 for the top note worked really well. It is important to prepare the left hand carefully with this piece. You may have your student try and play this legato, paying special attention to the rests. Rest, 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 rest. Next, we want to make sure that both hands play at the same time. Have your student play hands together, but only focusing on the pickups to the next macro or big beat. After getting comfortable with the pickups, you can try putting it together with all the notes. Consider adding the crescendo if your student feels especially confident with the material. If your student is still uncomfortable with the material, you may want to explore moving the dotted notes into the microbeat, such as the second beat, or the third beat. Not only does this method increase the chances of success for your student, it also helps them group together the notes organically. Once your student gets secure in playing with a legato touch, you can start to experiment with the staccato touch. I try to explain that playing staccato in this piece is very similar to playing legato, only that you leave the key earlier while keeping the hands quiet. Here's legato. And here's staccato. that there are sections which require the student to play 2-note slurs in either hand, like at the beginning of the piece. Furthermore, there are particular measures in the left hand where the note is not meant to be played staccato, such as the tenuto quarter note in the downbeat of measure 8. Careful attention and vigilance is needed from both teacher and student with these changes in articulation. For maintaining a steady tempo, I have 4 strategies that I find effective to keep your student's tempo from running amok. First, you can play with one hand while the student plays the other. Having them start with the left hand works really well, as it also helps them to listen to how the left hand supports the melody, with the benefit of you keeping a steady beat. Number 2, explore having your student play sections of the piece on the keyboard cover with the metronome set to the macrobeats of the music. Ask them to emphasize the macrobeats as well, so they can feel the pulse better. Another thing you can do is to have your student walk around the room, singing or humming the melody with each step as the macrobeat. You may also opt for having the student stay seated and clap the macrobeats while singing or humming. And lastly, have your student count while playing. A metronome would be especially helpful here. Now, I know that this can be a challenging thing for students who are not used to counting while playing, so you might want to start slow and build from there. I do, however, find that when they can count and play at the same time, it shows that they really know their notes. If finding balance between melody and harmonic support proves difficult, try shadow playing the non-melodic hand. Shadow playing is pretending to play the note. Now, there are times that the note will sound, but that's okay as long as it's not intentional. You may then gradually add a little more from the non-melodic hand until you get the desired balance. The transfer of the melody from the right hand to the left hand could be another topic you can talk about with your student. Have them listen, compare, and discover the differences in measures 1 through 4 and measures 17 through 20. Make sure to have a score handy and let them see the differences in dynamic markings and, more importantly, which hand has the melody. Look for the piece and have them discover other places where the melody is played by the left hand, such as measures 28 through 33. And maybe have them realize that the melody can also be played by both hands, like in measures 22 through 28 and measures 45 through 50. I always find it fun and worthwhile to let them discover these things on their own. So if they need help, point them to the right direction, but don't give it away too easily. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that these tips and suggestions can be helpful for your students to get them on the ground running with a steady pace towards success. Do check out the included materials for more information and ideas. Goodbye!